Daily Trust News Center. This is the News Hour.
On News Hour tonight, former President Olusegun Obasanjo endorses Peter Obi for presidency ahead of 2023 elections. Residents flee as security gunmen clash in Ihube, Imo State. Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawalle signs 184.8 billion naira budget into law. 9 killed in stampede during New Year fireworks in Uganda. Hello and welcome to Trust News Hour. I am Sagir Ibrahim. We begin with politics now. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has asked Nigerians to elect the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, ahead of elections in February. A letter personally signed by the former president on New Year's Day acknowledged that none of the presidential candidates was a saint. The elder statesman, however, argued that Peter Obi had an edge in terms of knowledge, discipline, and what he had to offer. He also noted that Obi would not get lost in governance as he had people who could pull his ears if and when necessary, in addition to a young and able running mate with a clean track record of achievement both in public and private life. Obasanjo described the last 7 years under President Muhammadu Buhari as eventful and stressful years for many Nigerians, during which the country had moved from frying pan to fire and from mountaintop to the valley. He therefore advised citizens to contribute to the new dispensation of liberation, restoration, and salvaging of Nigeria collectively. Also, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has urged the people of the state not to vote for any party or candidate who do not mean well for the state and its development in the 2023 elections. The governor said that Rivers people must vote wisely for the party and candidates that love the state and are ready to advance and defend its interest. Governor Wike, who stated this in his 2023 New Year broadcast in Port Harcourt, said voters in the state must shun those candidates who would fail the state and neglect its aspirations. He declared that governing Rivers State had been a mixed bag of challenges, excitement, and fulfillment since 2015. The governor thanked God and the good people of Rivers State for their immeasurable support of his government from the beginning till the end.
The stage for our successor, but our commitment to more project delivery and better the laws of our people is still strong. We must vote wisely and only for a party and candidates that love Rivers State and are ready to advance and defend its interests, not those candidates who would fail the state and neglect our aspirations for development. It is not in our character to interfere with or limit the constitutional rights of politicians and their parties to hold electionary campaigns and canvass for votes across the length and breadth of the state. But we must be reminded that the laws and regulations restricting open political activities in public schools and residential areas are being implemented to prevent the destructive tendencies and public nuisance usually associated with such events when things go wrong. Going around the state, we can see several private and public investment projects in Port Harcourt and other places indicative of the healthy state of the economy. Investors increasing confidence on the economic benefits derived from the modern infrastructures we have provided, which has no equal across the country. Finally, as we usher in and celebrate the new year 2023 with utmost optimism, let us remain vigilant and continue putting Rivers State and our lives in God's safe and caring hands. I wish everyone a happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year.
Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State there. Also, vice presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party and governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, said 2023 is a pivotal year in Nigeria. The governor, who said this during New Year's message broadcast to the people in the state, said 2023 is a time for Nigerians to reflect and ensure they choose good leaders. He said Nigerians had a turbulent 2022, grappling with insecurity, rising hunger, poverty, and dwindling economy with huge debt, but that can all change with good governance. The governor then condoled with the family of Lagos female lawyer Bolanle Rahim, who was killed by a police officer on Christmas Day, where he called on authorities concerned to ensure that justice is served. Take a look.
As we celebrate, let us take time to pause and remember those who, for one reason or the other, could not make it to this year. In this regard, I extend my deepest condolences to the family of Bolanle Rahim, the pregnant Lagos lawyer whose life was mindlessly cut short by a trigger-happy police officer on Christmas Day in 2022. I pray that the family she left behind will find the strength to pull through this difficult and trying period. To reiterate, the year 2023 is a pivotal year for Nigeria. Pivotal because Nigerians will go to the polls in a few weeks from now to decide who will lead them. In all the indices of development, Nigeria has never had it so bad. Insecurity is pervasive, inflation is skyrocketing daily, public infrastructure is in shambles, and over 133 million Nigerians are poverty-stricken, according to the latest report from the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. Even worse is that this administration has done more to divide Nigerians than unite us. Our young professionals, angry and frustrated by the current climate of hopelessness, are leaving the country in droves. We just cannot continue like this. I urge all Nigerians to think rationally, objectively, and dispassionately in our choice of candidates. Let us shun ethnicity, religion, and nepotism. Instead, we should think of competence, experience, and someone with a proven record of solutions. These are the qualities we need in the incoming president.
That was the Delta State Governor's New Year address there. Also, Awka residents say they are optimistic that Nigeria will emerge victorious from its dire economic situation. Speaking in an interview with our reporter, they hope that as 2023 ushers the general elections, the new leadership will be better than the last 8 years. The residents further called on Nigerians to exercise their franchise by taking part in the election process. Take a look.
It will be better than 2022 because what we experience in this year in Nigeria is very, very difficult. So by the grace of God, next year we pray that next year we are going to see a better Nigeria. And also, I'm expecting better things from the government because the kind of killing we expect this year, I pray by next year we will not expect it. I pray the whoever that are going to take over as the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will be a better one and not the type who don't listen to the people he rules and always leaving us and be traveling abroad, coming back, traveling abroad, nothing to give.
I pray that this 2023 will be a good joy to everybody in Nigeria, and we pray that the citizens should vote for a good governor that will make everything get easier for the citizens.
I wouldn't say it was really that okay, but I know I never lacked anything. I'm not trying to be religious, but that's a fact. God have been merciful, and so I wouldn't say I lacked anything. But all I can say is, well, to most people complained about the economy, scarcity, and everything, but it's not something we can kill ourselves.
What I need in a government chance is let them know that they have people they are leading. Let them know that we are people made them be there. Let them remember us. Let them be security in everything we are doing, because as we are now, we are dying every blessed day because of insecurity in states and any local government and communities.
On security, residents of Ihube in Okigwe local government area of Imo State have deserted their community following continuous clashes between gunmen and security agents. Daily Trust reports that both the DSS and Army have been combing the forest of Ihube in search of a female Army officer who was kidnapped and stripped naked. The officer, a lieutenant, was seen in a viral video where she was dehumanized by her abductors. The officer is said to have recently passed out from the Defense Academy and was on the way to visit her grandmother before she was kidnapped by the gunmen. Earlier reports had it that she had been released, but the army authorities denied it. The police public relations officer, CSP Mike Abatam, is yet to respond to inquiries as of the time of filing this report. As the new year rolls in, the Adamawa State Police Command have recounted its challenges, successes, and expectations. The command says it rounded off the previous year with over 909 arrests, but attributes the success to the support of other local security outfits and community leaders. Trust TV's Salis Lawan takes a look at the relationship between government, police, unconventional security groups, and the community leaders in this report.
For many Nigerians, 2022 was a year filled with challenges of insecurity in almost all parts of the country, economic constraint and unemployment. But for the Nigeria Police Force Adamawa Command, the 2022 was a successful one, except for the rate of moral decadence, which the command says has increased the level of drug abuse among the youth.
The year 2022 was a very marvelous. The command recorded last month over 909 suspects were apprehended for committing one offense at the other. And this thing all followed as a result of government being very, very supportive to the security agencies, particularly the police.
In addition to this, more needs to be done to strengthen the relationship between the conventional security agencies, local security outfits, and community leaders toward addressing security challenges in the state.
I'm getting cooperation as I want from them. No challenge, but me and any security agencies in Adamawa State, I'm working with them. It's not less than 40,000 vigilantes in Adamawa State. Because each local government, we have vigilante 1,000, 1,005, 800 like that, all over 21 local governments.
We used to have a mutual understanding and we are living in harmony. And then of recent, issues begin to spring up. And things cannot happen like that. There could be other hidden issues we don't understand. And then we cannot continue like this. We need to get ourselves involved and then see how we can table our issues together and then resolve them and then forge ahead.
The state's government support in the security management of Adamawa is described by stakeholders as satisfactory.
Recently, the command equally organized what we call one-day conference and retreat for senior police officers and electoral officers. And the governor keyed into these initiatives. He came down to the retreat. He joined the commissioner of police. In short, he even became one of the resource personnel. He preaches peace and supported the commands in the fight against crimes.
It's one thing to create an enabling environment, and then it's another for those that the enabling environment is created for them to utilize the opportunities. Then if things are going wrong, there could be some missing links. And those are the missing links we are trying to trace. And you can't trace the missing links as an individual.
Despite the seeming success of 2022, stakeholders are stressing the need for more harmonious relations between the government, community, and religious leaders for proper security management. From Yola, Salis Lawan, Trust TV News.
Still on security, stakeholders in the Northwest region converged on Katsina to exchange ideas on ways of addressing insecurity bedeviling the region. The meeting was part of the program lineup for the turbaning of the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Ahmed El Rufai Abubakar, as Sardauna Katsina. Abdullahi Yamadi completes the report.
Professor Atairu Jega enumerated some of the factors responsible for banditry, killings, kidnappings, and cattle rustlings in the Northwest region. He, however, called for caution in handling vigilante corps, often accused of taking laws into their hands.
And I think that quite a number of good recommendations have been made here regarding the need to ensure appropriate engagement between those who do research, who produce knowledge and recommendations, and the policy makers who should use this knowledge, the information, the data, the product of research in order to address these serious problems that bedevil our society.
Similarly, the Special Advisor on Security Matters to Governor Aminu Bello Masari, Ibrahim Katsina, said stakeholders in the Northwest region need to come together to salvage the situation. One of the factors responsible for the escalation of insecurity in the region, the meeting said, is lack of synergy among the stakeholders. Speakers lauded the meeting summoned by Director General NSA as timely.
We are happy with the approach of Sadona of inviting intellectuals to come and discuss and generate ideas. If you listen to what the organizers have said and other presenters, it's so rich. So when we harness these resources together and utilize them into this center, in fact, it's no set the lead, because that has been the tradition of Kasana, setting the pace for others to follow. It is another beginning set by Sadona.
Other participants at the meeting are also hopeful that the time to address insecurity in the region is now, appealing to all major stakeholders to support the move.
The conference is excellent, owing to the fact that it has stood the history of Kasana State, Kasana Municipal in particular, including the works, the traits, and even the heritage, as considered being of scholarship, education, and learning.
We have started identifying with the society and assisting vulnerable part of our society since childhood, and he has not relented. And we do not think he will relent. He is determined to improve the welfare of the people of Katsina Emirate as a whole, Katsina State, and the nation as a whole. So the new Sadona, we have confidence that he will do quite a lot in improving the lives of the people.
The new Sardauna Katsina Ahmad Rufai Abubakar was turbaned by the Emir Abdulmumini Kabir Usman this Saturday with a call on him to support the Emirate, Katsina State and Northwest region to surmount daunting challenges. Abdullahi Ismail Ahmadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
The family of Sanusi Bawa, an operative of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps in Katsina State, suspected to have been killed by his friends, is demanding for justice. His widow, Rukaya Sanusi, said since the killing of their breadwinner, life has never been the same. The young children he left behind have been out of school since the events that led to the death of their father. Abdullahi Yamadi completes the report.
The family of the slain NSCDC officer said they are emotionally disturbed, exhausted and malnourished since the death of their breadwinner. Though they said they have submitted everything to God, they however want relevant authorities to ensure justice is served to whoever is found guilty of Rawayo's killing.
One thing I want everyone to understand is that it's not easy for a family to lose a breadwinner, especially at this critical time of economic hardship. Though the NSCDC commandant in Katsina has been supportive, and we appreciate him for being here for us, but we need nothing but justice to my slain husband.
The family, however, acknowledged the support and assistance of the state headquarters of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps for contributing towards the upkeep of the family. Police authorities in Katsina State also gave assurances that the matter has been investigated and that the principal suspect was charged to court.
An investigation started. He confessed. He said, actually, this is what happened. He was the one that poisoned this man, killed him, deposited his dead body inside a wall in a particular house. He led police team to the place. Okay. Our detectives went. The body was recovered inside that wall. The vehicle also it was recovered in the garage from his possession. Yes. Right now, is in prison.
Human rights activists and other civil society organizations said they are monitoring events closely with a view to ensuring justice is served. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
There you have it. Retired Major Hamza Al-Mustafa, presidential candidate of the Action Alliance, is like the proverbial cat with 9 lives. This is because of the strategic roles he played as a military officer and his ability to navigate through military political intrigues and having survived many battles. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman profiles the man that has joined partisan politics, seeking to occupy Aso Rock Villa, where he once served as Chief Security Officer to late Head of State General Sani Abacha. Take a look at the report.
Al-Mustafa is a former Nigerian Army Major and intelligence officer who served as Chief Security Officer to General Sani Abacha, a former Head of State. Born in July 1960, Al-Mustafa was Abacha's right-hand man and is known for his penchant for doggedness, resilience and gallantness.
This is somebody that has been judged to be extremely focused. He is very professional and, to say the least, honest to the core.
He was trained as a military intelligence operative. He held various strategic command positions in the security group of the Directorate of Military Intelligence, SGDMI, 82 Division, Army Headquarters, and the Ministry of Defense, among others. He acquired his early education in Nguru, Yobe State, and was enrolled at the Nigeria Defense Academy NDA in Kaduna, after which he was commissioned into the Nigerian Army in 1983.
The number one quality that has given him trademark globally is he is a disciplinarian to the core. He is somebody who has astute commitment to his professionalism.
Sequel to Abacha's demise in 1998, Al-Mustafa assembled the military hierarchy in order to avoid a succession crisis. General Abdulsalam Abubakar emerged as head of state on June 9, 1998, and Al-Mustafa was removed from office and subsequently arrested. He was responsible for the security of the regime and established a number of elite military security organizations. Many considered him the strongman of the Abacha junta, having gained total control of his late boss's security forces, including bodyguards and a covert strike force that traveled to Libya and North Korea for training. He was respected by even his superiors in the army because of his widely known affiliation and proximity with Abacha, his sagacity and influence in the regime, as well as his ability to make the pendulum swing to a particular choice direction.
You heard me talk about what is called rough diamond. A rough diamond type of leadership is a quality on its own, and we are going by that principle. We are not saying we will be loved. We are not saying whosoever wishes to fight us shouldn't fight us. We know we are moving under 3 things: the love of God Almighty and the trust in God Almighty, love of Nigeria and Nigerians, and believing that we have a destiny. These 3 are the energy in us, and we are moving.
On January 30, 2012, he was sentenced to death by hanging alongside Latif Shafolan, a protocol officer in the Mashood Abiola campaign organization. Both were sentenced for the murder of Kudrat Abiola, wife of Mashood Abiola, widely believed to be the winner of the 1993 Nigeria's presidential election. On 12 of July 2013, Mustafa was released from the Kirikiri prison, Lagos, following his discharge and acquittal of the murder charged by the Court of Appeal. Al-Mustafa emerged the presidential candidate of the AA at the party's primary poll held in June 2022 in Abuja.
We are down to earth, we are realistic, we are paying at where Nigeria is, and that's why we are driven by patriotism to have conducted the investigations we did. And we are happy with what we discovered. So we are being guided by the damages done, by the formulas now innovated, by the opportunities tomorrow will usher.
However, with the February 25 presidential election fast approaching and politicking getting more intense, it is left to be seen how the retired Army Major will slug it out with candidates of other political parties. Shapir Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching News Hour on Trust TV. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at how the newborn babies of 2023 are welcomed in the FCT. Do stay with us.
Ba a iya sutura da abinci jin daɗin duniyar mu ya ƙare. Za ka iya more rayuwarka da kayan alfarma na kamfanin Vento Furniture kamar su Ladi Corner Sets, Escape Sofa Sets, Acadia Sofa, Piano Sofa Sets, Sofa Corner Sets, Vento Sofa Sets. Sannan kuma za ku iya saka ƙayatattun gadaje na alfarma a ɗakunan kamar su Gold Cream Bedroom Sets ko kuma ku wadata falon ku da kujeru na alfarma irin su Sare Royal Set da Acadia Dining Sets. Ofishoshinku kuwa za ku iya saka manya-manyan kujeru na kece raini domin walwala da jin daɗin ku da abokan hulɗa. Kamfanin Vento Furniture ya tanadar muku gadajen bacci na yara masu inganci, kayan ɗaki irin na angwaye da amare har ma da sarakuna. Muna da shagunan mu a gurare kamar haka: 79 Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos; 7A Azikiwe Road, Port Harcourt; 25 Glover Road, Ikoyi, Lagos; Shop U1 Jabi Lake Mall, Abuja; da kuma 4330 Walker Road, Windsor, Ontario ga mazauna ƙasar Canada. Vento Furniture, mun zagaye ko'ina.
Now, as part of efforts to support Africa's goal of strengthening...
Now, looking at the activity chart, as you can see right here, a total volume of 130.
A Boko Haram crisis that at that time was restricted to Yobe.
How secure are they? You can see security men with blood.
This is the road leading up to the...
Or really, if you look at England's squad, you are looking at EPL, you are looking at their names. You are not looking at...
Welcome back. If you're just joining, this is News Hour on Trust TV. Now a recap of our top stories. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo endorses Peter Obi for presidency ahead of 2023 elections. And residents flee as security gunmen clash in Ihube, Imo State. To more stories now, wife of the president, Aisha Buhari, has counseled Nigerian mothers to adopt exclusive breastfeeding, among other healthy practices, to ensure proper care for their newborn babies. The president's wife gave the advice while welcoming the Federal Capital Territory's first baby of 2023 on Sunday. Dana Daniel Zagi has details of the report.
As the drums of celebrations rolled into the new year, the wife of the president leads an entourage to the maternity ward of the Kubwa General Hospital, located 31 kilometers from the city's center, to welcome the first baby of the year in the Federal Capital Territory. Baby Chimemeka Testimony Uchenna, born to the family of Mr. and Mrs. Victor Uchenna at 12:03 a.m. on New Year's Day, weighs 3.2 kg. Welcoming the baby, among other children born on New Year's Day within the FCT, is the representative of the president's wife and senior special assistant to the president on administration and women affairs, Dr. Rukaiya Gunrin. Presented gift items to the babies, including postnatal care products, nutritional supplies, and cash. The president's wife stressed the importance of pre- and postnatal care.
I would therefore like to urge all mothers across the country to take adequate care of their babies and ensure that they are all properly immunized as at when due. It is very important to mention that exclusive breastfeeding is important. I would like to encourage mothers strictly to do so during the first 6 months of delivery.
Organizers of the event, Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, appreciated the president's wife for her motherly role and generosity in championing the cause of women and children in the country.
She believes that if you take care of the children, you are taking care of the nation. Not in the future, even at the moment. Because if you have healthy children, you have a healthy nation.
Children are a gift from God,
And celebrating them in a wonderful way like this is actually a very special thing to all of us.
Parents of baby testimony are delighted with the gifts, but are also thankful for the privilege of seeing a new year.
It's happening to me for the first time, and I can say that the feeling is out of this world. Honestly, I feel so good. I feel so good being celebrated at the first day of the year. It's a great feeling.
God works with the way he wants to work, and it is something I didn't thought of. I was just coming to have my baby, and my message is, whenever you're pregnant, just be hopeful and also give God thanks for that privilege.
The First Lady's entourage went round the ward sharing gifts and goodwill to other patients in the ward, as well as give donations to the hospital. For those people, this year has started on a good note. Hopefully, the smiles and optimism will stay this way for the rest of the year. Dana Daniel Ziggy, Trust TV News.
Thank you, Dana, for that report. Away from that, Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State has approved the release of 11 convicts within the jurisdiction of Kaduna State. The governor, acting on the recommendation of the State Advisory Council on a prerogative of mercy, released the convict on New Year's Day. The governor, who announced the gesture at the Kaduna 2023 Countdown celebrations organized by Kaduna Capital Territory Authority, wished the people a happy new year and appealed for optimism despite tough times. Away from that, the Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has approved the immediate suspension of Dr. Niyi Ogidi, Executive Secretary of Osun Health Insurance Agency, and Dr. Adebukola Olujide, Head of the Primary Healthcare Development Board in the state. According to a statement by the governor's spokesman, Olawale Rashid, the governor also directed the Public Procurement Agency and other relevant government agencies to immediately kick off the process to recover all outstanding tender fees on contract awards to which the state government is a party in the last 4 years. Adeleke also ordered a holistic investigation of the Public Procurement Agency to determine the extent of its culpability in the non-remittance of tender fees to the state treasury and contract manipulation in the last 4 years. Now, Nigerians have been called upon not to allow politicians to use them as political thugs in the forthcoming general election. The former Director General, National Orientation Agency, Idi Farouk, who made the call, charged youths to exhibit high sense of responsibility, to be law-abiding and patriotic, especially as the polls inches closer. Trust TV's Kabir Lawal reports.
Former Director General of National Orientation Agency, Idi Farouk, said it is imperative to enlighten the public on the importance of observing their civic rights to make the country better, but cautioned Nigerians to be law-abiding.
INEC has come in with their own template for hitch-free, so the rest is now left with us, citizenry and politicians. They have told you, they have the beaver, they have come in with their you cannot snatch boxes and run away and all that. So now the rest is left in the hands of politicians, the electorate, and those that give INEC support, so to speak, on the day of election or the days leading to election. Those are the security.
Former DG also warned against religion and ethnic politics, which he said can further divide the country.
Basically, the candidates are on ground. All of us, we know them. I think 16 or something of them like that. And from amongst whom one, by the special will of Allah, will be the president. So what advice now? And they are selling themselves. So open your eyes. In the Nigerian language, shine your eyes and see who you vote for. Look at antecedents and see from amongst this lot who, in the individual's opinion, is fit to govern Nigeria.
A cross-section of youths have these to say.
I want to plead with you all to join hands with us, align forces with us in enforcing the change we say we want, a positive change this time around. For why? The government people is straight. Most of you are over 50. What kind of Nigeria would you want 50, 70 years from now for your kid or for your grandkids? Is this the same thing we're going over and over again? Fuel scarcity, unemployment?
What the government need to do, they don't usually seek the views of the youth. The bourgeoisie wanted to take over. They always want to take over. But this 2023 election, if they want to wipe away the unemployment, the insecurity and all that, they should allow the youth to vote for their leader.
So the only appeal I have for the government is that anybody that will take the seat, anybody that got destined to become the president of this country, to appease the insecurity and the job, and at least they should make provision for we the youths to have a say even in our own country here.
The youth believe that Nigeria is a democratic state. Therefore, authorities concerned must ensure credible, free and fair election come 2023. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Federal Road Safety Corps has disclosed that no fewer than 339 lives were lost in various road accidents across Ogun State from January till date. The State Sector Commander of FRSC, Mr. Ahmed Umar, disclosed this during a special intervention sensitization campaign on gridlock and crash-prone areas held at Corn Oil Junction, Magburo axis of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Umar stated that 935 road traffic crashes were recorded across the state, saying that the crashes claimed the lives of 339 people, while FRSC rescued 2,359 others with various degrees of injuries to nearby hospitals. The FRSC boss cautioned motorists against speeding and dangerous driving, saying that a lot of accidents were avoidable. The Zonal Commanding Officer of FRSC, Peter Kibo, represented by Deputy Corps Marshal Lasisi Ogundele, said that challenges encountered were mostly Okada riders and vehicles driving against traffic. He also stressed that some pedestrians who failed to use the footbridge also caused road accidents. Also, passengers in Taraba State traveling to the southern parts of the country have expressed dismay over inadequate commercial motor parks in Jalingo, the state capital. A visit to Jalingo Main Motor Park, located at Roadblock TSTC and Damfulo Parks, all in the state capital, shows that there were no vehicles available for travelers. Some of the stranded travelers share their frustration.
Yes, since Monday they kept me here. From almost 5:30, 6 o'clock, they kept me here, took my money, and all of them have disappeared. I don't even see them again. Whether they are dupes, whether they are criminals, I don't know. I'm now distracted. I don't know where to start because I don't have any place to live here. I don't have any place to sleep, even here now that I am.
Before, from here, I'm living for Adamawa State. We are paying from Adamawa is 8,000 from here to Anambra State, but now it's 10,000, sometimes 12,000 naira. The increment is so expensive.
Hey, since morning, till now, don't know the time now. No motor. No motor.
Commenting on the Yuletide season and the New Year, the Deputy Chairman of the Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers in the state, Haman Gabdo Mafin-E, advised passengers to board vehicles inside motor parks for security reasons. Similarly, Chairman Jalingo Branch 2 NURTW, Danjuma Hayatu, said the regular meetings with members on proactive measures have yielded fruitful results, expressing gratitude to God that there was no report of any accident during the festive period.
We are trying our best to put smiles on the faces of the passengers, and we're calling on drivers to make sure they board car inside the park and not on the roadside. It is more safer for them to come into the garage and board cars to their various destinations. It's been long we increased the price of transportation. We don't even have plans to increase the transportation fare, but later we increase the transport fare with just 100 or 200 naira. We know that if we do it, it will also affect other prices of commodities, thereby leaving so many people stranded.
A member of Media Trust Board of Directors, Aminu Dangana, has been turbaned as Matawalin Tudunwada. Dangana is among over 20 people in Tudunwada district of Nasarawa local government area of Kano State who was given various traditional titles for contributions to the community's well-being. Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that the turbaning ceremony was held at the palace of the Tudunwada village head. His report.
These elder statesmen are among the respected elders of Tudunwada district in Kano. Their contributions to societal development is now even more challenging as they receive various traditional titles to further strengthen their commitment toward the development of their people. Malam Amini Dangana is a member of the Media Trust Board of Directors, whose wonderful vision, sterling qualities, and excellent contributions to societal development now saw him as the first Matawallan Tudunwada, a traditional title he hopes will challenge him to do much more to his immediate community and the state in general.
We have been working elsewhere. We've been contributing our quota to so many communities, but it's felt that since we are back home now, we should come closer to our people so that we know their problems and we can maybe organize things to help them in uplifting their lives.
As celebration continue across Tudunwada area in Kano, these traditional title holders are promising to come up with a more sustainable development program that will ensure meaningful progress to further bring them even more closer to the grassroots.
Well, we are going to do our best to improve the situation in the town, to advise the district head, to advise him where necessary.
It is an opportunity given to us to move closer to the society. And I believe wholeheartedly between myself, my God, and my consciousness that we will continue to be identified with the yearning and aspiration of the people of the community and will continue to relate very well with the community.
For me, it's a recognition from the community that one was brought into this life with. At least it's a recognition of the fact that you have been part and parcel of the community.
For the family and friends of Amini Dangana in Tudunwada district, it's celebration time.
We are grateful to God for this position that Allah has given our husband, our father, their brother, uncle, and everyone else.
It's one of my happiest day in my life because our husband become Matawallan Tudunwada. We are very happy and we are proud of him. He's nice, kind, and he's a good leader.
Over the years, yes, people are being recognized. They have been recognized for their various contributions. But I think this is the first time that it is being done on a very large scale. So even the younger generations are beginning to see how the community works.
It shows that the community has appreciated what he has done over the years for them. And it's a well-deserved recognition, and we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue to help him.
For the people of Tudunwada, the turbaning ceremony and the new traditional title holders are a welcome development that will ensure more unity and peaceful coexistence among the people, regardless of their differences. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
Hearty congratulations to Media Trust Board member Aminu Dangana. Away from that, Nigeria is a heterogeneous country which plays host to over 371 ethnic groups. Culture, tradition, and misconstrued oral history often prevents the different groups to intermarry. There are those that have, however, defied cultural norms who believe that if inter-ethnic marriages are more widely practiced in the country, conflict and biases will be reduced. Ado Musa takes a look at how a couple of different ethnic backgrounds got married in Jos. Take a look at the report.
Nafiu Hamisu is a resident of Lainzana community of Josno local government area of the state and of a Hausa parentage who got married to Mansura Abdulaziz from Yoruba ethnic stock. The couple have been living peacefully for the past 7 years despite their cultural differences. However, the beginning of the journey was very difficult, especially during the courtship. The husband says it took a long time for his parents and his wife's folk to accept their marriage.
The challenges of differences of tribes. Maybe the challenges arises from both families. For instance, my family, they don't want me to married a different tribe of different ethnic groups because of different sharing of cultures. Likewise, from her own part, there was a little challenges.
The question often asked is how the couple have been able to overcome the challenges of cultural differences.
There is no much differences. All what we is just we understanding ourselves and tolerating one another. Because sometimes you have to let her practice her own culture, and at the same time you choose to a certain level you also do your own culture, and maybe in terms of some occasions like occasions periods, so both the two cultures we combine them together.
The wife, who says the marriage have been peaceful, believes that inter-ethnic marriages can unite the country.
Marrying you, it gives you the room to understand both each other. Islam does not reject that, so why are we to reject it? And it's a form of unity.
In contrast, a just legal practitioner asserts that unless ethno-religious differences were de-emphasized, inter-ethnic marriages will not strengthen national unity.
There's a need for a general reorientation among Nigerians to understand that this country belongs to all of us. And there's a need to de-emphasize tribalism in whatever we are doing in this country, or regionalism.
Although some groups are still resistant to inter-ethnic marriages due to cultural differences, there are those argue that understanding between couples should be the first priority before cultural values. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
You're also watching News Hour on Trust TV. More to come after the break.
That's great.
Thanks for staying. If you're just joining us, this is News Hour on Trust TV. Now, the Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawalle has signed 184.8 billion naira appropriation bill into law as the state's budget for 2023. The governor had on the 17th of November 2022 presented the budget to the State House of Assembly, which was reviewed and downsized from 188.8 billion naira to 184.8 billion naira. Governor Matawalle, while signing the 2023 appropriation bill, said security has the highest allocation, which showed his administration's commitment to tackle security challenges facing the state. Here's the report.
Zamfara State Governor Bello Muhammad has signed 184.8 billion appropriation bill into law as the state 2023 budget. The governor had on 17th November 2022 presented the budget to the State House of Assembly, which was reviewed and downsized from 188.8 billion naira to 184.8 billion naira. Governor Bello Muhammad, while signing the appropriation bill, said security has the highest allocation, which showed his administration commitment to tackle security challenges facing the state.
As a government, we are entrusted with the critical responsibility of generating management and allocating resources for the development of our state and the promotion of the well-being of the people of the state. It is our duty to ensure that the need and aspiration of our communities are met through the allocations of resources in a responsible and transparent manner. I am pleased to say that the 2023 budget we are signing into law today reflects this commitment to the people of our dear state, Zamfara State. Apart from security and social support, which take the lion's share in the 2023 budget, we have allocated significant resources toward the improvement of our education sector, with a focus on increasing access to quality education for all children, We have also prioritized the development of our healthcare system with a focus on improving access to healthcare service in our rural areas.
The Speaker of the Zamfara State House of Assembly, Nasru Ma'azu, while presenting the 2023 appropriation bill and other bills, said the state's lawmakers will continue to support the executive to ensure judicious implementation of the budget by carrying out oversight functions appropriately.
Your Excellency, as rightly mentioned, among the bills are a law for the prostate education and appropriation, and then a law to establish the prostate hall of nursing science, Zurich, and the others related to matters there to 2022. You are the one who was presented the appropriation before the Honorable House, and some of the bills now are sponsored by distinguished honorable colleagues.
The governor also said his administration will continue with the construction of the International Cargo Airport and other road infrastructures to improve the living standards of its populace in the state.
On the international scenes now, at least 9 people, including a 10-year-old boy, have died as crowds rushing to see a New Year's firework display got stuck in a narrow corridor in a shopping mall near Uganda's capital. Police said people started pushing through a passage in the Freedom City Mall in Kampala after clocks struck midnight. Authorities said many people got stuck as they were entering in large numbers to see fireworks, where quite a number suffocated to death. Emergency responders arrived on the scene and transported some injured individuals to the hospital, where 9 were confirmed dead, according to reports by the police. Celebration to welcome in the new year was the first in the East African country since restriction linked to the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, the European Union has urged Rwanda to stop supporting the M23 rebel group, which has captured swaths of territory in North Kivu province in the neighboring Democratic Republic of the Congo. The DRC, along with the United States and several European countries, has repeatedly accused its smaller Central African neighbor, Rwanda, of backing the M23, although Kigali denies the charge. The Tutsi rebel group has in recent months advanced to within a few dozen kilometers of North Kivu's capital, Goma. EU Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell on Saturday said the European bloc had urged Rwanda to stop supporting the M23 and use all means to press the M23 to comply with decisions taken by the East African Community at a November summit in Angola. He called on Kinshasa to take measures necessary to protect the civilian population in its territory. We'll now join Kabir Lawal for the sports news.
Nigerian international Samuel Chukwueze scored his first La Liga goal of the season as Villarreal recovered to defeat Valencia 2-1. Valencia took a deserved lead in the 21st minute when Edson Cavani gathered the ball off a rebound inside the box to beat Pepe Reina to the left side of the net. However, Chukwueze leveled the matter for the Yellow Submarine after he controlled a pass from Gerald Moreno before putting the ball into the net. The Super Eagles star was then withdrawn from Jose Luis Morales in the 72th minute, and with 2 minutes left to the final whistle, defender Joan Fourth won Villarreal the game with a powerful header off a corner taken by Dani Pajero. Uruguay striker Luis Suarez has joined Brazilian Serie A side Grêmio on a free transfer, signing with the club until the end of 2024. The former Liverpool, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid player, 35, returned to his first club, Nacional, in July and stayed for 3 months. He scored 8 goals in 16 games during his second stint with the side, winning the Uruguayan Championship. The club, based in the city of Porto Alegre, were promoted from Brazil's Serie B in the 2022 season, which ended in November. Grêmio's first game of 2023 is against São Luís on 17th January. The striker appeared in all 3 of his country's games at the World Cup in Qatar, but did not score, and Uruguay were eliminated in the group stage. Great Britain reached the playoff round in the inaugural United Cup with victory over Spain in Sydney. Dan Evans gave Great Britain an unassailable 3-1 lead in the best-of-5 contest at the Care Rosewall Arena. The British number 2 defeated Albert Ramos Vinolas 6-3, 1-6, 6-3 after Aridat lost 6-7, 6-8, 7-6, 6-1 to world number 13 Paula Badosa. Britain will face the United States, Germany, or the Czech Republic on Wednesday Sydney City final, which act as a playoff for the semi-finals. The mixed team tournament involved 6 round-robin groups of 3 teams played in Sydney, Perth, and Brisbane. The winner of each city will face progress to the semi-finals in Sydney, plus the runner-ups with the best record. Great Britain, captained by Tim Henman, beat Australia 3-2 in their opening tie.
With that, we've come to the end of News Hour on Trust TV. Do well to follow us across all our media platforms. From all of us, we wish you a prosperous new year. I am Sagir Ibrahim. Thanks for watching.
From the Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.